Thank you very much. I appreciate the invitation. So when I used to give a talk outside the US and I want to show where is Kent State and the significance of Kent State, I used to show this map from Google, and then I used to tell that Kent is in the center of a region which is featured by cities like New York City, Chicago, Toronto, and Cleveland. And I think you appreciate this way of introducing our university. And so let's start talking about robots. So this was a robot when I was a child. It was a kind of a laughable. And then later it became a lovable robot. This is Wozniak, who was one of the founders of Apple. And then it became intelligent, and then became loving, and then became caring, I would say. But they all are kind of rigid, and they need pneumatics and they need motors to run. So obviously there is a need for soft robots. And indeed, recently the Harvard group showed that using dielectric elastomers you can make soft robots. And elastomer is nothing but rubber. It's just a scientific word for it. And basically is made from polymer chains which are connected cross-linked, and it was invented by Charles Goodyear in 1839. And then after that it becomes very interesting, remarkable, because you can stretch 8 times to the length, the original length, without heating up and so on. So the Harvard group took 2 layers of this kind of rubbers, and then 1 layer basically sandwiched between 2 compliant electrodes. It means that the electrode is flexible. And then the other layer was passive, it was just glued together. And then now when you apply electric field in the elastomer, and it just starts pushing together. So when it's pushing together, the volume wants to be constant, so it's extending this way. So when it extends, the top one doesn't want to extend, so it starts bending. And then, but when it bends, it's an isotropic. It takes the shape of this piece, and it has this kind of a dog ear shape. And it could be good to grab a ball, but not good to grab a pencil or something. So for that, you need to make it an isotropic. So you need a bending, something like that. And in order to get that, you need, or they needed to embed in the elastomer some rigid fibers, which would make it more rigid in this way. It wouldn't let to bend, but it would let to bend in this way. The only problem is that it makes it more difficult to make, and then it also becomes stiffer and not so easy to handle. And so now there are elastomers. These are isotropic elastomers. There are also liquid crystal elastomers. It's the same kind of things. You have polymer chain, and then they are cross-linked, lightly cross-linked. So it's not very rigid, not like a 2-component epoxy. But the difference is that here there are so-called mesogenic units which make it liquid crystal want to align, and it can be either is a comb-like or can be in the main chain. And then the important thing that if you align these things, they want to align as a liquid crystal, then they change the shape of the whole object which is made from that. And so it has something like that, but when you heat to the isotropic phase, it loses this anisotropy and it changes the shape. So that explains this thing in the left, that you are just simply heating, goes to the isotropic phase, and then you can even lift a weight this way. So you can use as a kind of artificial muscle. But this is a linear change, and you would like to make a bending for a robot. The robot would like to hold things, and so it is all possible to people, even including in the Liquid Crystal Institute, worked on liquid crystal elastomers, and then this is a recent review article by people in Dayton and in Europe, in Netherlands, when they show that you can make all kind of bend with thermal activation or by light. You can, so if you make a liquid crystal alignment anisotropic or asymmetric, then you can make, instead of the extension, you can convert it to bending, and then even you can make it a very complicated bending like this one. And so you can do it with light, or you can do it with thermal heating. The other element which inspired our work is geckos. Okay, the geckos are very interesting animals. This is a gecko. You know that the gecko can climb on the wall, even on the ceiling, without gluing itself completely, and can even easily move. And the reason that it can do, it has a hierarchical surface structure of the toe, and it has a 500,000 micron size object. I don't know how to pronounce it. And then in each of those, each of those have 100 nanometer size, so-called spatulae. And when these things are very flexible and very small size, they, even if your surface is not smooth, they can get very close to the surface. And when two objects get very close, then so-called van der Waals force will be important. And each of these small, tiny elements will experience 0.4 micronewton, million times less than a Newton force. But if you combine with all these, 10 Newton is more than 2 pounds. And the weight of a gecko is less than 1 pound. So it can easily keep the gecko wherever you want to be. And I think I can, oh, sorry. Go back. I tried to, anyway, I had something, animation, doesn't matter. So, so this one, not only this hierarchical structure, not only makes it very sticky, and but also it causes super hydrophobicity. And an example for that is a lotus leaf. Lotus leaf is the symbol of purity in Asia, because it also has a structure, cuticles, 15 micron size, and inside them the wax is 10 nanometer size. And then the lotus leaf, therefore, a contact angle between a drop of water and the leaf is very, very large, and then it just contacts with the surface in a very small spot. And then it can roll down once you're leaning down easily. And as it rolls down, it picks up the dirt, and then it basically cleans itself. So the lotus effect is in science, is very important. People try to make windows which would clean themselves, or T-shirts for lazy guys don't need to wash and so on. And so this is again a very interesting effect. So we try to combine the effect of the gecko toe pad and the muscle behavior of an elastomer, that you can, it's like a gecko can bend the toe, and so that's how it can detach from the surface and so on. And so this work was done very recently in collaboration with a Professor Boxing-Zhao in University of Waterloo and his student Ahmed Shashawan, who spent 4 months here and working with my student Mohamed Salili, and we try to have fun with combining the structure of the hierarchical surface pattern of an elastomer with the muscle power. And then the first, so the way we did it is too complicated probably, but so it's basically you make a liquid crystal elastomer, the bottom is aligned in this way, the top is aligned in that way. So the heat thermal extension coefficient is different in the bottom than in the top because they're different alignment and isotropy. So if you heat, it starts bending. And then we also had a micro pattern, also elastomer, which would mimic the gecko top. And then first we demonstrated the self-cleaning effect, so the symbol of the purity. So I tried it. I hope it will. I don't know how it's done. I don't see here the whole thing, but for some reason okay, then I'll try doing it. So this is a elastomer. You see lots of dirt here, and this is the water, a drop of water, and then we heat. You can heat the bottom, or you can use a UV or infra light, and then you can heat this way. As it rolls down, it will pick up the dirt, so you can see. It did a relatively good job, you know, some remained here, so you might need more rain for that. And this one just shows that it's bending. Okay, then, so then in another paper, another work, which was even more recent, was just published last month, we tried to make the gripper, which something using the stickiness of the elastomer surface. So we made a bunch of strips of this and connected to this disc, and then we could connect to a surface, and then we could pick up something. And I tried to show this one a movie for that. Okay, so this is you connect it, and then you move, and then it just bends, and then you can release it easily. So this is the two small things which we did in this area. But of course, you can say that this is not very good because you need thermal activation, or you need light. But the best is if you can do with electric field. That's the most versatile. So what we are working now and is try to get gecko-inspired electrically activated liquid crystal elastomer for soft robots. So the advantage of the liquid crystal elastomer over isotropic rubber, you don't need the fibers, these bulky fibers, to make it anisotropic, and you don't need bilayer. And the possible scenarios we will try to do it is using Joule heating. So just, in other words, if you just have wires embedded in the film and you just run a current through it, will heat up. Or you can use dielectric heating. It's an other scientific word. Don't worry about that. And then basically the electrostriction, what the Harvard group did, that you can force them together and then bend. But we will have problems to solve. Compliant electrodes needs large dielectric constant and anisotropy, and needs good alignment. And with those, I thank you for your attention.